Welcome into CrosseFire, ASU Lacrosse's coverage presented by the Walter Cronkite Sports Network. I'm Trey Lanthier, he's Mauricio Casillas, and right now we're going to break down the controversy in the cage. For those of you that aren't aware, there's a developing storyline between Preston Anderson, the freshman newcomer, and Brandon Propp, the assumed starter in net. And Mau, you've got to pick on who you want in net. Who's it going to be?
Listen, my guy is Preston Anderson. I like the freshman. He's come into 3 games this season. He's closed out 2 of them, started 1 of them. I think he's the Sun Devils' go-to guy.
Well, but see, this is the thing. Like, I understand where you're coming from when you talk about it, but remember, the game he started was against San Diego State, not a huge opponent. He only faced 17 shots, gave up 3. Now, the reality is he's a quality goaltender, but I'm sticking with Propp here. The thing is, Propp played against a Cal team ranked 15th in the country, okay? And in those first 3 quarters, he was faced with 11 shots. Preston Anderson in that final quarter, 3. 3 shots.
You know what, Trey? You bring an interesting point up, though. He was there, and he was able to close out the game, and that's something that Propp, could not do. This guy closed out 2 games. He closed out a close one against Whittier, and he closed out a big one against Cal. The guy's averaging less than a goal per quarter. You can't deny the facts.
And, okay, I get that, and I agree. But the thing is, Propp wasn't given the chance to close it out. You look last year, Propp's only start of the year was against San Diego. He closed that game out. He didn't allow a single goal in the 4th quarter of that game. In San Diego, you could argue the same as San Diego State in terms of caliber. Propp in that game against San Diego State faced 14 shots in that 4th quarter, compared with 17 for Preston Anderson in the first 3. You can't deny this guy's been facing way more pressure than Preston Anderson.
Listen, you bring up that interesting point that he starts against San Diego. That's a comparable team to San Diego State. Well, if that's the case, then why was Propp in there to close out the game against San Diego State then? Why was he not starting if that was the case then?
Propp was not starting because that was the decision the coaches made. And going into this next weekend, we're going to find out who's the starter is going to be. You think it's going to be Preston Anderson. I think it's going to be Brandon Propp. We'll keep you updated on CronkiteSports.com. You've been tuning in to CrossFire. Thanks and have a good night.